Welcome back to What's the Buzz in Western New York. I'm Kim Piazza. One sure sign that spring can't be too far away is when the Buffalo Auto Show rolls into Western New York. Every year, the Buffalo Niagara Convention Center transforms into a wonderland of wheels. It's presented by the Niagara Frontier Auto Dealers Association under the direction of Paul Stasiak, and again this year, WBBZ is proud to join Paul and his team at the NFADA as co-sponsor. We're here with Paul Stasiak from the NFADA, and I'm willing to bet that a lot of you out there haven't heard of the NFADA. So Paul, tell us, what does that stand for?
That covers the majority of Western New York, Kim, fortunately for us. We are the Niagara Frontier Auto Dealers Association, aka NFADA, and you're right, we've been around for well over 100 years, Kim, over 110 years to be exact. And
you were founded in 1903.
With the purpose of supporting the services of new car dealers way back in 1903.
Of course, you've expanded what you do.
Slightly, and I look old, but I'm still at it since 1903. But our purpose was designed to facilitate the needs of our dealers, and it's morphed into much more than that. We've become a consumer advocate, a person who deals with the regulatory agencies on behalf of the dealers and the consumers for some of the regulation that, that does make sense to protect, whether it be, seatbelt safety, distracted driving. We try to implement those programs in our dealerships and in the community, as well as giving back to the youth of Western New York. I mean, that's a big platform of us now is, industry, community, education, and everything else that goes along with it.
So you actually physically cover a great deal of area across the state, and the scope of what you do is to not only support the dealers, which I think that a lot of the audience may assume that primarily you're here for dealerships, but you're not. You're here for the dealerships and the community.
Correct.
You've got all kinds of charity work that you do behind the scenes that most of Western New York doesn't even maybe know that this is happening here. But you have invested almost $1 million, $750,000 into Western New York, from here to Binghamton, I think you told me.
Yeah.
So talk to me about some of what you do to raise that money.
You're right, Kim. I mean, we are a silent partner for Western New York. All of our primary business is for our new car dealers and the consumers that are supported. Whether we sell bed liners to them, whether we put safety program in places so their employees are in a safe work environment, so the consumer coming in is in the ability to get his vehicle financed, and there's no prejudice to the finance. There's no attempt to mislead the customer. We put those controls in place. And all that morphs into a lot of things that come back to the community. Our auto show is the pivotal point. The auto show is the only public event that we have where the NFADA sort of comes out of its shell.
Your auto show is tremendous. Tell me what you got in store this year.
Kim, we've created a monster, and my staff, to their credit, do a great job of facilitating all my crazy ideas. A number of years back, we brought cars in the facility, showed some cars, had people come in that might have been in the marketplace. We've adopted a different mantra almost 14 years ago. It's, let's make this show a happening event. Let's make it vibrant. Let's resurrect downtown Buffalo. Let's make that convention center a spot to be, and all the adjacent businesses around there. We sincerely hope that people come to the auto show with the intent, obviously, to look at cars or think about it, fantasize, or figure out what they need to fix it, or can they really afford it. But come downtown, go stay at the Hyatt, go to Asterio, go to E.B. Green's, go to the Chop House, go down to Canal Side. This year's show, we're going to incorporate a One Buffalo theme. We want people to embrace everything that the pergolas are really generating a lot of energy with. One Buffalo is more than just a sports town. We've adopted the Canal Side. Anybody comes to the show this year is going to get a discount or potentially a free pass to Canal Side to go to skating. We're going to bring in some bandits. We're going to bring in Gergensen and Restalainen from the Sabres, so that those Sabres fanatics that are going to Harborside can come see them before they go to a game. We're going to bring in Daryl Talley and Cornelius Bennett so that we can sort of say thank you to Daryl and not put him in a fishbowl, but let him say thank you back to Buffalo. We think that's exciting stuff because Buffalo is a very proud, humble, humble, I guess is the best word, and hardworking town.
Well, and you know, all of this really fits into the idea that Buffalo, that we're the city of good neighbors.
Correct.
You do a lot of good in the community with money that's raised through a gala. Tell us about that.
I said the auto show is the startup of the season for our dealers, and it's not about just the selling season. It's the start of our giving season. People are generous enough to do business in our dealerships. We have a fiscal responsibility to give back. So the auto show, the proceeds of the auto show, we have a charity event, a gala event before. It allows the businesses, it allows the manufacturers, Ford, GM, Chrysler, our dealers, our partners, the Curtis Crews, the consumers to come in and have a nice event and and get to mix and mingle, but that raises a few bucks for our charities. We in turn take the profits of what we do, reinvest it into countless energies. I know we talked about some of the worthwhile events, whether it be Kids Escaping Drugs, whether it be Cradle Beach, Project SOAR, whether it was Gilda Club when they needed an impetus there. We've done Summit, Educational Resources, Brian Moorman Punt Foundation. I could go on and on and on, whether it's a $5,000 grant or a $250,000 grant if it fits our platform, and that's kids. Keeping kids in Buffalo, keeping kids in Western New York, keeping kids off drugs, hopefully for the rest of their life. If we're part of that, we get energized. You can see it. We'll get excited about it. So that's what we do. And it's much more than a show, and it's much more than an event. We hope it's a happening, and I hope it's this kickoff of good things in Buffalo.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Thank you for having us.
The hottest wheels in town will be at the Buffalo Auto Show, February 5th through the 8th at the Buffalo Niagara Convention Center. With concept cars, the latest from the assembly lines in Detroit, interactive displays from our hometown auto plants, and visits from sports celebrities, including former Bills Darryl Talley and Cornelius Bennett. Showtimes, event information, and everything you need to know is at buffaloautoshow.com. And for more on the Dealers Association, head to nfada.com. Up next, everything old is new again.